Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. In this part we're going to be taking care of Chapter 13, Guiding Winds, base part. Now, we were saved by Goldoa last time, but I'm curious on what we're being guided towards. I mean, Begnion can't be that far away considering that we just passed Kilvis and Goldoa. Spend some money, earn a good chunk of change. We're a little bit ahead on money, actually, according to our report from Soren. And yeah, we got Soth and Jill last time. We suffered no casualties or irreparable harm. So, good on us. In the meantime, let's go look through supports and see if anybody can support. I think... Geez, that one takes a little while to get started. As you can tell, I'm trying to use left for the playthrough, so I kind of want to make sure that she's up to snuff. In the last part, Rolfin's Zahark really got leveled up. Way higher than anybody else. Reese, looking good, but for now, there's the three brothers. This one's a little bit different in terms of what you unlock. But, to make it briefly, there's two of these conversations. This one's not important, but if you're using Oscar, Rolf, and Boyd, there's an option where the three brothers could actually learn how to do what's known as the triangle attack. This is a little bit awkward, because when paladins promote, you have the option to choose what weapon they gain upon promotion. In particular, what you get is, in order to get it, you have to have Oscar choose bows. As you saw, Boyd could also use bows, and the triangle attack is guaranteed to crit, but you have to be facing the enemies like an actual triangle. The bow triangle attack's a little bit awkward to use, not gonna lie. As chances are, Rolf, or anybody else could also probably get similar results. I do know that there's one stat booster coming up in this chapter I definitely want to use on, Rolf. But right now, we have Jill talking about that. And we have Amy. And, you know, to be fair, she's trying to tell a story, but she also has a bit of a crush on Ike. She cried out, "Commander, watch out!" And shrieking sound. Good lord. Awe-inspiring indeed. And yeah, she's been very obvious. Indeed. Even though her look screams that of Gypsy. Still, it is nice to keep an eye on your flank. Last up, youth. We have Daniel. Let's see. George buys. I'm his twin brother. Well, mostly his twin. He has blonde hair, you see. You can be fraternal twins. You don't have to look identical. Just remember that I have brown hair and George is blonde, and you'll be fine. I think you'll remember, which I hope so. You're a battle expert, right? You fought a lot. Picture this. Let's say there are two ships, and suppose that the planks are connected to the ships at 3 different points. Now, soldiers are from one ship are about to attack another. But if they mount a solid defense, what would they do? It seems clear enough to me. Position soldiers with the best defense on the flanks of the soldiers like cavaliers and knights. That is very good advice. Which is true. Yep. Talking about anybody with javelins, axes. I think he means hand axes or magic. Do a lot of damage without much risk. You want to heal them often, obviously, but maybe there's a way to reduce how much damage they take. Maybe. But anywho, lots of good ideas. And they've been playing a wargame for a while. Meanwhile, Daniel's lost 4 times in a row. Good grief. We'll let you join in if you bring some parchment and a quill. Come see us anytime if you're curious. See you later. Maybe I shouldn't have been serious. Who knows? Anybody else that can support at this point? No, that doesn't look like it. Okay. So for now, I'm gonna start doing bonus experience levels. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I can live with that on Zahark. Next up, if anybody, I think the answer will be Reese, and I might pump one more level into Nephany. By the way, in case you're curious of why I'm not pumping levels into Braum, I'm waiting to get an item from this chapter, actually. And I'll explain that once we go looking around the map. Alright, that's solid, Reese. Very nicely done, Nephany. And with that, that's all the bonus experience handing out. All that's left to do is basically sort our weapons, and let's see how it goes from here. First off, shot. What's in the armory? Ooh, this is our first chance of getting a light tome. I think I'm gonna shove one in the convoy for whenever I eventually get Reese promoted. And other than that, I think I'm gonna burn the forge, forging a iron sword of some kind. Just max attack, as I usually do. No, don't really need to change. Actually, yes. Let's see. I think I have an idea. So I want to call it something funny. It's going on Ike. I'm gonna call it the Muscle Builder. If only because, again, Radiant Dawn, and how much steroids he has. I think no, Muscle Juice, that's what I'm gonna call it. Muscle Juice. And though it's not gonna see use until later, I think it's more fitting if it's this greenish color. I think it's green anyways. Meanwhile, I'm going to convoy the secret book. And I'm going to redistribute bands here in just a moment, with the exception of the thief band on Boyd. So let's figure out what bands I want on people, as I think that'll be useful in determining how I go about this next chapter. In the meantime, strip everything else off of you, Jill, and straight into the convoy. In the meantime, that should be everything. Nope. Give all. Whoops. Take sharp stick, steel lance, javelin, and I'm not sure what I had for a second weapon. I'll take an iron lance for the time being. Maybe a second javelin. I'm not sure. After this chapter, I'm definitely going to start pumping levels into you, Braum. You're going to need it. For sure. Even though your defense is like sky high. Already. But for now, everything else should be fine. Eliana, you're gonna keep the mage band for just a little bit longer, I think. Yeah. I didn't use you at all last time. Rolf, your strength needs to go up. Your HP is also still pathetically low, but it's not that big of an issue on you. I think I'll give you the fighter band. Hark. I'm gonna give you the wyvern band just to make things simple. Let's see. Boyd has a thief band. I think I'll give you the soldier band for the time being, just because you could use the extra defense if it comes up. Eliana's got the mage band. I think I'll leave the knight band on you. You're getting an item, and Reese, you need something for speed, which is going to be this archer band right now. I think I'm just better off getting rid of that and taking the full heal staff for now, and selling the old one. One of the other things I'll do is I'm going to look at the shop and then I'll be right back. And I think and then I'm going to figure out who gets the secret book, and the talisman is something I'm going to save for a little bit longer just because I don't know who needs it. The seraph robe, I know who it's going on. It's going on Nephany. But let's sell the seal staff, and everything else should be a-okay. In the meantime, yeah. Reese, you're almost at the level in which I'll probably promote you. I think once your magic caps out at level 16 based on how this is looking, I'll end up changing that. But for now, Hark. I'm actually really happy that he's got some defense on him, as normally he's a bit more fragile than I would like. It's nowhere near Ike or Braum level, but it's still nice to see that he has some defense. And Nephany is definitely pulling her weight in her defense too. Still not great, but it's not terrible either. And yeah, let's see, anything else I need to do? I don't think so. Everybody's all nice and equipped. But also, I'm gonna probably bring in South, but we'll see. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Like somebody should have an item that they don't have, or something. Might be because I don't have a band on Braum, but that's about it. Mage. Yeah, okay. Let's leave the base. And there's an envoy from the Theocracy of Begnion here, apparently. How does she know about the ship? Maybe word from King Gallia? On the other hand, this is Begnion, who has spies on every corner of the continent, which is an understatement. But anywho. Meanwhile, yeah, it is a bit unusual. But the envoy is an extension of the Empress herself. Yep. It's been 1,000 years since that happened, but it's true that both Dayan and Crimea have splintered from the Theocracy. Meanwhile, it is interesting to see that the Apostle is extending such gratitude right now, but who knows? Even I would question the tactfulness of your words. I'll try to be more diplomatic, but anywho. His words are just that. They do me no harm, indeed. And Nasir is being honest at the very least. And yeah, we gain nothing by refusing to see her, which is true. Hello, Tanith. Tanith is actually a character that is recruited later on, but I will go over that later. Anywho. And the Apostle has come to meet her personally. That's interesting. So it's her duty to take Alincia back. We are the princess escorts, and we will be coming with her. I hope you understand. Of course. Then yes, I'll go with you. Thank you. But crows are sighted near the apostles' position. They're plain simple. And nobody knows where the apostle is. What the heck? And she had a willful moment. Uh-oh. And the way that they're talking about her is kind of unusual. As at this point, I think it's safe to say that the apostle is a grown woman, or at least we think she is. Meanwhile, the wind's not too terribly poor. But emergent matter has risen. Anywho, I'd say something happened to the person she's meant to be protecting. Meanwhile, that ship over there might be flying in that direction. Huh. Ravens that they spoke of. Meanwhile, are you feeling alright, Soren? It's not like you'd offered help to anyone. It's great. And he's not wrong. I should have known you'd have an angle. What do you want to do, Titania? But yeah, she agrees that we should help, although Soren's motivations are a bit morally corrupt. Not gonna lie. Dude, you're doing the right thing. I would not dream of stopping you. These pirates are no match for your strength. Give them a sound thrashing, which is a good way to put it. Alright then, we better go, indeed. And coastal Begnion. Hey, there's a guy in blue armor there. That should be an interesting proposition. Meanwhile, there's more, just coming and coming. Meanwhile, Ike's offering a little help to Tana. Maybe join the frame? That'd be appreciated. We'll keep the Ravens at bay, go in the interim, and go ahead and move on to that ship. The big vessel's ours, not sure who the small one belongs to. The human soldiers are aboard. But if they're part of the sea, they must be pirates. Cut them down. Sort of. I guess you can call them Dayan pirates, if you prefer. And time to keep going. And Miss Astrid here seems like she's going to fight too. Meanwhile, she was a knight of Begnion, even if it was just for a short while. Interesting. Meanwhile, time is of the essence, indeed. And, hey! Blue armor, Gautry, he's back! This is one of the reasons why people will claim Gautry's better than Braum. And that's because you get him back 2 chapters after you recruit Braum. With that said, I prefer Braum just a little bit more in terms of growth rates and whatnot. Meanwhile, they're reinforcements. Meanwhile, yes, we were asked to help save them, which is good to see. Apostles taking refuge in the cabins below decks, which is good to hear. In the meantime, I'm gonna reposition everybody, and I think I have just enough room that I can take Jill off, and I can throw in South. Yeah, okay. You'll transform turn 1 and you'll automatically have 9 move. You absolutely need to be up there. Now, Ike, I need you there. Right, you guys all have ranged weaponry of some kind. Reposition. Volk. Right here. And Rolf. For Sothos. Might even be better to have Ileana right there. I think it's just better to have Zahark move up. I already went over Gotchery way back at the start, and he's back here with the same stats. I think he has better strength and slightly better defense than Braum at the moment, but that's about it. I think he's lagging behind in some of the other stats like skill. Maybe not so much luck, but he is definitely lagging behind some other stats. Speed being the big one for me, personally, just because I like my knights to have a good chunk of speed. Otherwise, I feel that they're just going to lag behind others. Astrid here. She has the Knight Ward. Huh. This is a little bit of an innocuous item, as it will increase speed growth rates on the classes that can wield it, which, by the way, is a little bit misleading with how it's written. For use by soldiers, knights, and paladins only. This also includes the promoted and unpromoted versions of those classes, such as Bow Knight, in the case of Astrid, and such. You're always guaranteed to get the Knight Ward from Astrid, but I do suggest trading it off right away. Astrid herself also got some pretty good stats relative to her level, but she is also level 1 joining here. She, however, has Paragon, doubling EXP gains that this unit gains. That is why Astrid is not a complete waste of time. If you've been stockpiling some bonus experience, you can probably get her up to level 15 with no worries whatsoever. As Paragon, in this game at the very least, has however much bonus experience you need in order to get to the next level up. And that's really about all there is to say. I'm going to save, and then we're gonna get started with the chapter next time. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. The next part is in the description, or it should be on screen right now. I'll see you for the battle in the next part.